The press and the presidential election. That is the subject of this evening's Talking Points memo. It is no secret that most in the media despise Donald Trump, and coverage of the candidate reflects that. Talking Points is sure supporters of Hillary Clinton would acknowledge that, even if she herself gets pounded on occasion. That clear bias in hard news reporting is now reflected in a new Gallup poll. Before I give you the shocking numbers, listen to this soundbite from one of CNN's best hard news reporters.
But surely this can't be a case of a human being having an off day. Nope. Like so many things, Hillary, the media are having a field day, off to the races with another debilitating case of indignant outrage. This must be another typical Clinton conspiracy to fool them with a total transparency breakdown. Talk about transparency breakdown. What about Donald Trump's tax returns? Where are they? Can't a girl have a sick day or two?
Sure. Now, Ms. Amanpour has had a distinguished career as a fact-finding journalist. So why is she giving her pro-Hillary Clinton opinion? She's not an analyst. How can viewers now accept her information, especially about the campaign, without being skeptical? How? Americans know what's really going on here. According to a Gallup poll, just 32% of us now trust the news to be reported fairly and accurately. That is the lowest media trust number in Gallup's history on the subject. The question then becomes, why is it so difficult to simply report in a straight way without a tilt? The answer, emotion. Editors of many press operations now believe they're on a mission to save the USA from a guy like Trump and the deplorables who support him. Same thing on the Clinton side. A few, and I mean a few, news concerns believes she's not honest and are out to get her. That kind of advocacy hurts the folks. Let me give you a vivid example. The Washington Post is about as anti-Trump as a news operation can get. Their top editorial guy, Fred Hiatt, bashes Trump almost every day and allows his uber left-wing columnists to run wild. So this week, the Post's hard news division has raised some valid questions about how Mr. Trump runs his charitable foundation. Our True Serum reporter will deal with that in a moment. But the Post story is getting far less traction than it might because the paper is so committed to hurting Trump. Therefore, some folks just ignore what the Washington Post reports. Now, some of you will ask, what about Fox News? From my vantage point in commentary, there are just as many FNC analysts who disparage Trump as support him. So we're balanced. As for hard news, we play it straight, at least from what I've seen, and I've seen a lot. Summing up, this coming presidential vote is extremely important for the country. We all know that. But Americans deserve honest reportage about it. Sadly, we're not getting it. And it's a memo. Now with the top story tonight, reaction joining us from North Carolina, Bernie Goldberg. And you say?
Well, this doesn't happen often, but you actually made a lot of sense, you know, in your talking points. Let me comment. Are you smiling, by the way? I don't have return video.
No, I never even listened. What did you just say? I wasn't even listening to you.
Too many people on the left think that Donald Trump is getting away with murder, that the media is not tough enough on Donald Trump, and too many people on the right think just the opposite, that the media is unfair to Donald Trump and probably goes too easy on Hillary Clinton. That explains a whole bunch as to why only 32% of the American people and only 14% of Republicans have confidence and trust in the media.
Okay, but I've stopped even reading most newspapers now because I know from an insider point of view, they're not telling the truth. The headlines are misleading. The hard news reportage is tilted. And I didn't want to pick on Christiane Amanpour, who I respect. I mean, you know, some people think she tilts a certain way in the Middle East, but I don't think that's fair. But here's this woman openly, I mean openly, and this is a hard news reporter on CNN. You know, come on, why don't you just wear a Hillary Clinton T-shirt? You know, what does that tell you, Bernie?
Well, you made the point that people won't pay attention if they think a legitimate news operation has already stacked the deck. I think that was the implication of what you said. I don't buy that. I think America in general is so polarized, and the media landscape in particular is so polarized, that people say they're against bias. They're not. They're against the kind of bias that hurts their candidate. So there are people watching us right now who are passionate Trump supporters. If I had 10 factually solid as a rock negative things to say about Trump, they don't want to hear it, and they'd send me hate mail if I ever said it. But on the other side, it's the same thing. The Hillary supporters want more condemnation of Donald Trump, and
But I think this poll goes further than that, because it basically asks about accuracy. It asks about information flow. And just the facts that are being reported now are being rejected by 75% of the American people. They think the facts are fabricated, made up, because they can't get a feeling of confidence, and that's what it's all about, of confidence from the vehicle, from the news vehicle.
They don't have confidence,
right.
But I'm curious as to what you think of what I just said. They don't have confidence.
I got the zealots.
But they don't have a problem.
But that's not the folks. I don't think the zealots are the folks. I put it 20-20. 40% are zealots and 60% just want the truth. You know, that's why I included FNC in this. Because, you know, the rap on us, we're Republican or we're conservative.
No, and I think you made a very good point about that.
It's split right down the middle on Trump. I mean, our analysts are like one here, one here, one here, one here. And on Hillary, I mean, she gets a fair cut on this network. We're not, you know, bringing in our hard news operation.
No, not in the hard news. That's right. That's right.
And that's the difference. That's what I'm trying to say. That hard news is falling apart in America now. Last word.
Can I give you, let me just give you a personal story, very quick. In 2009, the New Republic, a very old Washington magazine that's basically for political insiders, wrote a piece about the erosion of trust in the mainstream media. And you ready for this, Phil? They named me personally by name as one of the reasons that the people have that one of the reasons that there's a poisonous atmosphere that has eroded trust. They also mentioned Fox News. So this is the thinking of people on the left. If you honestly point out liberal bias in the news, and you have documents and
they
proof
don't care about that. They're going to hammer you.
They think you're the one who's responsible, not the journalists who are, in fact, biased.
Well, that's the definition of a zealot, and we have far too many of them in the media. Bernie, thank you.